Greetings. I'm Sean Scott, VP of Success here at PlexTrac. Today I'm excited to share some very cool new capabilities that leverage the amazing work of the MITRE Engenuity team to provide adversary emulation plans to the community. Plans that allow you to use the Runbooks module of PlexTrac to replicate the very same methods that threat actors are using today. So what is an adversary emulation plan? Well, just as SOCs have playbooks for incident response, threat actors have playbooks of common procedures used to achieve their objectives. Now, while threat actors try to cover their tracks as much as possible, inevitably any attack leaves some forensic evidence of their tradecraft. And adversaries are like everyone else. They will continue to use the same techniques and procedures as long as they remain effective. And each attack that can be attributed to a particular threat actor allows researchers to augment and refine the collection of commonly used methods by that actor. An adversary emulation plan can be extremely valuable to your defensive efforts. If your organization has a mature threat intelligence program, or even if you've been handed intel by a third party like the FBI, then you may have a solid understanding of the particular threat groups that are targeting you. An emulation plan thus enables highly realistic testing of your defenses. But adversary emulation plans can be of value to almost any organization because everyone is at risk from common ransomware families. Today, PlexTrac is excited to announce the integration of the publicly available adversary emulation plans from our friends at MITRE Engenuity. The Center for Threat-Informed Defense works by partnering with industry. Normally, a group of organizations come together, they pony up the cash, and that funds the researchers who produce the emulation plans. And this research is performed by some of the best forensic researchers in the world. The organization is still relatively young, and the library is not huge, but the quality of the work is extremely impressive. You can download the YAML files for their emulation plans at the link shown. So how does PlexTrac fit into this ecosystem? Well, it's helpful to begin with a basic understanding of the PlexTrac Runbooks module. The Runbooks module is designed to allow you to create a very granular set of procedures that give even junior testers the guidance they need to execute each stage of an exploit, down to the specific commands and payloads to execute. Out of the box, Runbooks comes pre-populated with a horde of procedures built by the great folks on the Red Canary Atomic Red team, which they also make freely available to the community. But you can always create your own or import new procedures that come as part of MITRE Engenuity emulation plans or other runbooks or even other emulation plans like those from our friends at Scythe. As you execute an emulation plan in runbooks, both red and blue teams have a single place to document the results of the attempted exploit from both the offensive and defensive perspective, gathering the evidence and creating detailed, time-stamped execution logs to assist in the debrief. The greatest value comes when a runbook is repeated iteratively. The cycle of execution, remediation, retesting, and measurement allows you to quantify your improvement over time and demonstrate the value of your remediation efforts, or the return on investment of new solutions you've implemented. Using a MITRE emulation plan is easy and powerful. You simply grab the plan from their GitHub repo and import it as a runbook. Just like with any runbook, the plan guides you through execution of the various procedures at a very granular level, allowing collection of both offensive and defensive evidence in real time. When execution is complete, the data can be transformed into a standard PlexTrac report for polishing and delivery of results. Assuming you use those results to make changes in your environment, the same runbook can be used to retest and validate your efforts. After 2 or more runs, you can measure the effectiveness of your remediation efforts in our dedicated Runbooks Analytics section. This demo does assume you have some familiarity with PlexTrac Runbooks. If this is your first time seeing the module, or you'd like a deeper look, head over to plextrac.com and sign up for a quick demo with a member of our team. A quick Google search for MITRE Engenuity GitHub will get you to the repo for the Center for Threat-Informed Defense. Scroll down and select the Adversary Emulation library. You will be presented with the various emulation plan projects. Select one, then choose the emulation plan folder. Next, select the YAML folder, then the actual YAML file. You may find it best to harvest the file in a box in a safe environment where you can disable EDR products like Windows Defender, which will sometimes flag the embedded data as malicious due to signature detection on the execution steps. With these files saved locally, Jump into the PlexTrac Runbooks module and select your list of existing runbooks. Click the green Import button at the top and select MITRE as the source. Select your file and submit. The emulation plan is now ready to be executed as a Runbooks engagement. Of note, you can feel free to edit this runbook as you see fit, augmenting it with additional procedures based on your own threat intelligence. But for now, we will run with the plan as it is. Select Begin Engagement, give your engagement a name, and select the target client. When you begin your engagement, you will see the list of procedures in the recommended order of execution. Entering the edit mode of any procedure displays the description, which often includes prerequisites such as payloads or access. Offensive users can score the offensive outcome, mark execution steps as complete, and create time-stamped procedure logs to facilitate the debrief. Evidence can be quickly added, such as screenshots, log files, or almost anything else you desire. The selector toggle allows you to quickly triage from collected evidence to choose what evidence will be included in the finding if you determine that remediation is warranted and the procedure should be converted to a finding. You can indicate which assets were targeted, either by selecting from existing assets or by defining new assets on the fly. You can also score the offensive success at the individual asset level, selecting those assets that you want included in the finding if one is created from this procedure. Blue team members have their own tab for data collection. They can review the offensive work performed in the scoring and then perform their own defensive scoring at the procedure and asset level. Just like the red team, they too can add evidence such as screenshots of alerts or log files. Either red or blue can determine if the results of the procedure warrant elevation to a finding and quickly add a severity to that finding. Procedures marked for findings are annotated with their severity on the overview screen. Once all desired procedures are completed, the engagement can be submitted to the standard PlexTrac Reports module for further analysis and report generation. Procedures marked as findings are presented in the Report Findings page, but you can always review all the data collected for each procedure in the Report Procedures page. This allows you to tell the good news story, all those procedures that did not require remediation due to the effectiveness of your defenses. In conjunction with the release of support for the MITRE Engenuity plans, we're also excited to unveil Runbooks Analytics. Simply find the desired runbook, and you're presented with a roll-up of both blue and red team outcomes, the tactics covered by that runbook, and the tactics in which findings were created from procedures. But the most powerful aspect of Runbooks Analytics is the ability to demonstrate progress over time. This Fin 6 runbook was executed 3 times, with remediation actions taking place between iterations. You can clearly see the increase in the number of procedures that were successfully blocked and alerted over time. And you can see the corresponding decrease in successful offensive outcomes. Because you may wish to use the same runbook in multiple environments, you can use the robust filtering options to limit the data to your desired scope and then save that filter as a preset for easy reuse later. Our sincerest thanks go out to the sponsors and the people at MITRE Engenuity who are championing threat-informed defense and gifting these emulation plans to the community. Be sure to follow their work and, if able, get involved to help grow the libraries of freely available adversary emulation plans. Thanks so much.